Are you worried that you're in a plateau and you don't know how to get through it? Well, let's find out how. Firstly, to know if you're in a plateau is obviously you're not seeing the weights increase at all week by week, or maybe the reps increase week by week. That's how you know that you're in a plateau. But obviously, this has to apply for a significant amount of time. If you're not seeing the weights increase from like 1 week to the next, not a big deal. But if you're not seeing it increase from week 1 to week 4, 5, 6, then maybe that's a sign that you're in a plateau. Then the final question is, how can we burst through that plateau? So I have 6 ways in which we can do it. And it depends on where you're at with your training and what your situation is. So way 1 in which we can get past our plateau is maybe down to our food and our nutrition. So we might be in a plateau because we're trying to lean down. And if you're very, very lean and you're still trying to lean down and you don't have the calories to give you the energy in the sessions, that might be a way that we can change to go through and burst through that plateau by eating a little bit more, giving ourselves energy and bursting through that plateau. That's way 1. So ideally, maybe going into a bulk. Way 2 is, and I'm going to actually combine way 2 and way 3. This is volume and intensity. So the volume is how many sets and reps that you're doing within a week. And the intensity is how hard you're working, how high the weights are, and how close to failure that you are in those sets. So for example, a very intense session would be 5 sets of 5 on bench press with a long rest and making sure that you're close to failure. High volume session might be 5 sets of 10 to 12 reps with a whole bunch of different exercises. And so we can change if we've been doing high volume, low intensity, now let's do the opposite. Let's do high intensity, low volume, okay? So have a play around with that and see if that helps you burst through the plateau. And then the final way in terms of programming that we can get through it is maybe exercise selection. So maybe you've been doing the same exercises over and over and over, and now you're just getting a little bit bored and you're not as motivated to do those exercises. Change it up. Try some new exercises. You'll learn a new skill, and maybe that will help you burst through the plateau so that when you come back to your original exercises, you might find that actually now I've increased on those exercises without even doing them. So that's another way. Those are the main ways in terms of programming. But there are 2 other things that we can consider as well. And this comes down to personal circumstances and life. And that is sleep and stress. If we aren't sleeping enough, and let's say we're having a tough time at work and we're only sleeping 6 hours, that's going to probably mean that you're not going to be able to work as hard at the gym. Then when I suddenly go to 8 hours of sleep, I can now work harder at the gym and burst through that plateau. So sleep is very, very key. And then as well with the stress. If I'm having a stressful time at work, it's going to feel a little bit less motivating when I get to the gym. It's going to impact how hard I can train. And so these may be things that are out of your control. So you may just have to accept that or find ways to go through it, or just accept that you're in a plateau until you can improve that sleep, or maybe work gets less stressful, or whatever personal circumstance it is. So there you go. There's a quick rundown on plateaus and how maybe you can go through your plateaus. Okay, so good luck when you apply this to your own training, guys.